Everybody. Actually, good afternoon, everybody. We're doing an early live stream today. It is Monday, May 10th. Uh, we are blowing up right now, guys. We've added like 25 or more thousand signatures to the petition change.org/cancel student loans in the past like week, which is great. In the past 2 weeks, we've been featured news, Forbes magazine, CNBC. Um, we've gotten the most 16-year history of this group. So that is, but folks, we need to spread the word more. We want 10 petition. There's no reason we can't get that. Federal student loans. And 80% of those people were never going to be able to pay their loan. So there's no reason that we can't have 30 or more million signatures on the petition. So right now, I'm going to keep this literally less than a 2-minute live stream, hopefully. We're asking everybody to do one simple thing. There's an article that's very important linked somewhere around here. Get that article to local media in whatever state you may be in. If you happen to live in one of the states that are mentioned in that article that you can see somewhere around here, all the more better. But regardless of what state you live in, this is very important news that we're breaking here. The fact that over a third of U.S. states owe more in student loans than the entire state budget, that's something that everyone everywhere needs to know about. Governors of those states that I mentioned, but regardless of what state you live in, get that media to your state. Use our state media email list. It's a huge list. You'll probably get a few bounce backs, but that's okay. And if there's any media on that are not on that list, those media and send them to us so that we can add them to the list. This is something that really needs to be reported very broadly. Oh, there's Heather right there. Thank you, Heather. This is something that needs to be reported very broadly. And yeah, we have gotten some good national coverage on it just in the past 2 weeks, but it needs to go further. You know, it's really at the local level where we can really start making an impact. You know, when we see the Miami Herald report on this, and even more important, ask the governor there, Ron DeSantis, hey, Mr. Governor, were you aware that the state of Florida owes like, I think, more than the entire budget of the state of Florida in student loan debt? And most of that debt is owed to the federal government, by the way. What's your comment, Governor? Well, that helps. Is super important. Most of these bad states, the over a third of U.S. states, most of these states are led by Republican governors. So, and this is a federal debt. So, this really should be a conservative issue, guys. I don't know how much more strongly I can say that, but the Republicans should be on our side. We're seeing a lot of fake, sort of name brand. They call themselves conservatives, but they're ridiculous. People like Dinesh D'Souza and Dan Bongino and Dave Ramsey, that frickin' charlatan. He actually makes money on the student loan scam. Mike Rowe. People like this claim to be conservatives. They're going, oh no, why should my tax money be used to bail your student loans out? Well, those idiots, and I'm not even sure that they're idiots. I think they're pretty smart people. I know Dave Ramsey's pretty smart. They are fighting in wagging their fingers at us. They are defending and perpetuating the worst big government. And I would say also college enriching lending scam in the history of this country. That's not very conservative. So those people ought to be ashamed of themselves. And by the way, 55% of all the people with student loans, or 55% of everyone who has had some college identify as being either Republicans, and that's 43%, or independents. So those so-called conservatives that wag their finger at us, they are a liability to the Republican Party, and they ought to be ashamed of themselves. Now, we're a nonpartisan group. We pretty much can't stand either party. But the fact of the matter is, most of our resistance is coming from conservative, so-called conservative, I call it fake conservative quarters. So we really need to get that article to the governors of those states. And the best way to do that is through the media in those states. Hey, Heather says, oh, thank you, Heather. Heather has included a form for us to fill out through which we can call elected officials and track the progress. So that's a Google Doc. Please use it if you're down there in the trenches making those phone calls. Your problem. Try and stay coordinated with Google Doc that you see there. It will help us. It'll help us kind of keep track of things. So please do that. Thank you, Heather. And with that, I'll just say, guys, I hope that you're pleased. You know, another article came out yesterday at Business Insider, which chronicled the plight of older Americans, and everybody that they interviewed for this article at Business Insider were our members. It was Christian Wise, David Wise in the article, Teresa Teeter, and Linda Navarro, a senior veteran who has paid way more than she borrowed. Same with all. That's a very strong piece. I may be a little disappointed because the piece never mentioned us. More importantly, the piece didn't mention the critical research that we uncovered, showing that there are more people over 50 years of age with student loans than there are people under the age of 25. So that right there is just one of many clinching pieces of evidence. Failed lending system. So, but anyways, it's a strong article. Get it out there. Most importantly, get that article I just said about a few minutes ago. Get that article to the media in your state. I'm not going to say it again. So with that, oh yeah, by the way, thanks, Heather. If you want to help lead your state chapter, we need strong, passionate leaders, people who can think for themselves, who are self-starters, who don't wait, watch, and worry, but rather want to get this done. We need strong people. We have leaders from roughly half the states now, but we have no leaders for the other half, and even the half that we do leaders. The more the merrier. So these groups are finally starting to get pretty big. I want to say we have like 450 or something members in our California group, which is I think our largest. But we're very hopeful that these groups will be growing into the thousands of people here in the coming weeks and months. So if you want to lead your state, I swear to you, your country needs you. I consider it a national and even local duty. If you consider yourself a patriot even, this is your calling. We need your strength. We need your creativity. We need your leadership. So think about it. And let me know. You can PM me, or otherwise you can email me at justice@studentloanjustice.org. It's not a super hard job. Well, I mean, it's as hard as you want to make it. But, we try and give our state leaders all the freedom that they need. As long as they're fighting for one of two things, well, both of two things, the cancellation of all federally owned student loans and the return of bankruptcy protections to all student loans, whether they're federally owned or not. Those are the two things that this group, and that is what will solve this problem for everyone. And so if you feel the fire in your belly, if you want to do something other than pay your money to this beast, which I strongly don't recommend, quite frankly, if you want to do something that actually makes a difference instead of sitting there and waiting and watching and worrying, then you might want to think about leading your state. Quite frankly, I think it's fun. It's fun to inform, educate the citizenry about how terrible this lending system is. This is stuff that people don't know. Like the governors, for example, almost none of the governors know that their states owe more in student loan debt than their state budgets. You should be the person that teaches your governor that very important lesson. States I'm thinking of in particular are places like Georgia, Texas, Missouri, South Carolina. Did I say Florida? These are the states that are most important. So if you want to help either lead outright or be a co-leader for your states, please let us know. So with that, yeah, Heather, I actually did sort of needle the reporter, and I sort of gently reminded her that, there are more people over 50 than under 25 with student loan debt. And I told her that even before the article, but whatever. So she didn't include it. So that's still an unbroken point of fact, by the way. So if you want to turn a reporter on to a good piece of breaking news, so far it's only been referred to in the Chronicle of Higher Education, which is good, but I don't consider that to be a break. Contact a reporter and send that article, that research article that we published a few months ago to that point. And I will post that article in the comments below this also. So, okay, guys. And by the way, Heather's out there for you. If you want to be a state leader, get with Heather. She can coach you. She can help you. She's been doing a great job. Heather is our international leader, by the way. She is our global leader. So please get with her. And with that, I think I'm just going to sign off, guys. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. We're doing better right now than we ever have in the 16-year history of this organization. I hope you are pleased. So I will be back on Wednesday. Ed will be with you tomorrow. But please, these are your loans, and this is your problem. I've given you some very easy actions to take. Take them, because these are your loans. This is your problem. And this problem, this whole thing is developing really quickly. And we need it to go the right way, not the wrong way. So please, step up. Now is the time. Now is the time for all good men and women to come to the aid of their country, as I was taught in typing class in 9th grade. Okay, folks, hang in there. Hope you're pleased, as I said. Good luck. Godspeed. God bless everybody.